Every story has a beginning. With the world's most popular sport, it is often believed to have started on the grassy fields of 17th century England. But that is one of the later chapters in the history of football. Football's earliest roots lie in the Far East, over 2,000 years ago. This is the story of the first football. This is the story of Cuju. Before we begin, just a disclaimer. I may mispronounce words in this video. Thank you for your understanding. Our story begins in the chaos of ancient China's warring states period. It was an era of constant warfare, and from this crucible emerged a game called Cuju, its name simply meaning kick ball. But this was not yet a sport for the masses. Cuju was born as a vital part of military training. Historical records from the Han Dynasty details that the game was used to build strength, agility, and discipline in soldiers. It was a drill used to prepare men for the harsh realities of combat, teaching them balance and coordination while wearing heavy armor. Later on in the Han Dynasty, a form of Cuju became popular in wealthier cities like Lindsay, where it was played for entertainment, but it was still mostly seen as a military exercise. To quote Sima Quan, records of the Grand Historian, soldiers in the state of Qi enjoyed kicking a ball for exercise. This is Cuju. As China unified and entered its golden ages, Cuju underwent a revolution. It shed its purely military skin and evolved into a sophisticated national pastime embraced by all, from soldiers to court ladies, and from commoner children to the emperor and his court. In the Han Dynasty, during his reign, Emperor Wu Di became one of the biggest supporters of the sport. Cuju matches were often held within the imperial palace. A special type of court called the Ju Chang was built especially for Cuju matches. This court had 6 crescent-shaped goalposts at each end. A crucial innovation came in the Tang Dynasty. They replaced the feather-filled balls with a new invention, the inflatable ball. By inserting an inflated animal bladder inside a leather shell, they created a ball that was lighter, bouncier, and far more responsive. This technological leap forward transitioned Cuju from a brute force kicking exercise into a game of skill, grace, and aerial tricks. At the same time, 2 different types of goalposts emerged. One consisted of poles with a net between them, and the other consisted of one goalpost in the middle of the field. In the Tang Dynasty capital of Chang'an, you could find Cuju fields in the backyards of almost every large mansion. Some Cuju fields were even established within the grounds of the imperial palaces. Soldiers who belonged to the imperial army and other brigades often formed Cuju teams to delight the emperor and his court. The level of female Cuju teams also improved in this era. The game became popular among scholars and intellectuals. If someone lacked skill in the game, they could pardon themselves by acting as a scorekeeper. Cuju grew even larger in the Song Dynasty. Due to social and economic developments, Cuju extended its popularity to every social class. With the appearance and growing popularity of professional Cuju players, the sport began to take a commercial edge. Professional Cuju players fell into one of 2 groups. One group was trained by the royal court and performed and played for the entertainment. The other group consisted of civilians who made a living as Cuju players. In this era, only one goalpost was used in the middle of the field. There is even an artistic depiction that was made later after the reign of Emperor Huizong of him playing a game of Cuju with his ministers. Cuju even spread throughout Asia thanks to the Silk Road during the Han and Tang dynasties. Cuju soon became an ingrained part of Chinese culture at that time. But all golden eras must come to an end. With the rise of the Ming dynasty and a stricter, more inward-looking form of Confucianism, Cuju's popularity began to wane. It was then seen as an increasingly frivolous distraction. The organized teams faded, and the sport gradually retreated from public life. Yet the spirit of Cuju was never truly extinguished. that survived through stories and dusty books. In 2004, FIFA officially acknowledged that the earliest form of football originated in Linzi, China. Today, revivalists and cultural preservationists keep the art of Cuju alive, teaching it to new generations. So the next time you watch a player control a cross with a chest, or volley a bouncing ball through the air, remember the soldiers of Qi and the performers of the Song Dynasty and the other dreamers of ancient China, who first looked at a ball and decided the most beautiful way to play was with their feet. In my next video, we will travel west to the jungles of ancient Mesoamerica and the Olmecs, where a very different ball game emerged. One played with the hip and a ball made of solid sacred rubber, where the stakes were quite literally life and death. If you would like to know when my next video drops, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And while you're down there, could you please hit the like button if it isn't too much trouble? Thanks, and see you in the next one.